If you are a fan of softball, you are going to love the Fastpitch TV show. From softballjunk.com, we're bringing you more softball than anyone on the planet. Sit back and get ready. Here's the Fastpitch TV show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fastpitch TV show. I'm your host, Gary Leland, and I really hope you're going to enjoy this episode. When you get a chance, please take a look at my website, www.fastpitch.tv. The Fastpitch TV website brings you more free softball content than anywhere else on the planet. And this week I have an interview with former Olympic softball great, Michelle Venturella. I hope I pronounced that right. But before that starts, please watch this short video about my softball magazine, which you can find at fastpitchmagazine.com.
Oops, sorry. I was reading this month's issue of the Fastpitch magazine. What? You're not familiar with the Fastpitch magazine? Watch this. You are going to love it. Looks great, right? Want to find more about the #1 coaching tool on the internet? Go to fastpitchmagazine.com today.
Thanks for joining me on today's show. Another one of my Olympians off my list of people I have to interview. That's always a good day for me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me, and I want to find out a little bit about you starting out in softball. Let's go back to the early days. How old were you? Where did you play? Tell us about that.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. I enjoy being here. Back in the day, I'll tell you, I grew up in Chicago, and at the time there was really no fast pitch early on. So I didn't actually start playing fast pitch till my 8th grade summer, and that was simply because my sister, who was 3 years older than I was in high school, knew the high school program was very successful and told the coach, hey, you should look at my sister. I was playing 16-inch slow pitch, which is still huge in Chicago. And then
the clincher ball.
Absolutely.
The big size 16,
no gloves,
ball,
anything, just doing that. And it was my 8th grade summer I was playing both, and I look back now and think, wow, I was trying to decide if I was going to play slow pitch or fast pitch. Clearly I chose the right one, and that started my career in the sport.
Well, you know, Michelle Henderson was just a minute here, and she didn't start until she was 15.
Right.
So you didn't meet her. I mean, you know.
Well, and even catching, I ended up being a catcher later in my career. I didn't start catching until I was 19. So it was a whole different world back then, but got exposed to a lot of different things because of a lot of great coaches.
And then let's talk about going to college. So you played in college. What was that?
Played at Indiana University under Diane Stevenson. And I was tremendous that I played for her in that whole situation because she was a pitcher, a catcher. She was the first All-American at Indiana. And after my freshman year, I was a first baseman because I was tall left-handed, so people put me at first. And she said, well, what do you think about trying to catch? And I thought she was out of her mind. Back then, 25 years ago, there weren't a lot of lefty catchers. And I just started to learn because she encouraged me by saying, hey, if you want to play here, you're going to catch or you're not going to play. And I said, oh, maybe I should learn how to catch. And it was just the best thing that ever happened and allowed me to see the game in a whole different way. And it allowed me, I think, to be a part of the Olympic team because I was a little bit more versatile than just being a first baseman. So I was very fortunate to play for her.
Well, and then talking about the Olympic team, that's kind of like the top of the pyramid, right? I mean, it's a tiny point up there, but that's got to be it. What was that all like, that experience and from trying out to making the team to traveling?
One of the reasons I actually tried out, because if you asked me back then, do I really think I could have made the Olympic team, my answer would have been no. But I really wanted to see where I fit. How good was I? And the only way to do that is to put yourself up against the best. So they had an open tryout system that I went through the process and made level 1, made level 2, and I kept going. And so some of those limitations that were in my own mind started to kind of fall. The idea of being a part of the Olympic team was incredible, but I think like most people, the journey of it was really where everything was at. It was having the chance to be around great coaches. It was having the chance to be around teammates that I am so forever grateful to have had the opportunity to play with. I probably couldn't tell you all the scores from the Olympic Games that we played in, but I can tell you about the people I played with, and that journey has led me to have a good perspective, hopefully, as a coach, which I've been doing the last 15 years. So it's been a tremendous ride.
Let's talk about that part of the journey, coaching. Give us, let us know what this coaching is, who you're coaching for, what this is like, how it's worked for you.
Well, I was really fortunate that back in the day when the 96 games ended, that Donna Martin at Northern Illinois offered me a position as an assistant coach, and I jumped on it. We weren't sure at that time if the games were going to be in 2000, so I figured I better get a job. And once we found out that Sydney was going to happen for softball, I actually quit coaching and dedicated my next 4 years to that journey. After that, again, I was really fortunate that I got to coach for Gail Blevins at the University of Iowa. Spent 6 seasons there. Learned a tremendous amount under a great head coach. Was offered then the head position at the University of Illinois at Chicago, where I've spent the past 8 seasons. This is my 8th year here, so very excited to have the opportunity I do.
That's very exciting. This is a very exciting story leading up to it. And tell me, what would you say was the biggest obstacle you ever had to get over in softball?
You know, the obstacle I think is really was probably internal, and I think a lot of times that sometimes you hear things like lefties can't catch or shouldn't do this, and actually trying to have the belief and pull from the people that do believe in you that you can do it. And so as I've gone through that and realized that you don't have to fit the standard, but someone who grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, played college ball in the Midwest at Indiana, and as a lefty catcher actually made the Olympic team. So there were some factors that if you look from the outside may have counted against you, but it really is about just making the most of every day and understanding that anything is possible, and I think I'm proof of that side of it.
So basically, don't listen to them when they tell you can't do it.
That's right. Just, you know, a lot of people are going to say a lot of things, but truly if you want to go after something, do it. And it's really not until that situation is over, and that means different things for different people, but getting to play ball and train and really putting my best in every day, I proved myself wrong, and I think some other people, but it was really just about my journey and trying to do what was kind of best at that time. But as soon as I got hooked with my teammates and being a part of something that's way bigger than I ever could have imagined, I just want to do the best job I could for my team and my country. It's tremendous.
And this one's kind of hard because I think you're going to have a lot. But what is your favorite softball memory? This is hard because we always go, there's so many.
You know, I mean, there are, and it's funny because still one of the best memories that comes to mind is from my high school days. And we won our first state championship the high school had ever won back in 1990 for Thornwood High School, and it was just a tremendous experience doing something that no one has done before, being a part of a team that had to believe. I really feel like my high school coach, Gary Legesse, actually set the stage for me believing that things are possible even if they haven't happened before. And I'll go back to my high school actually, because of course the Olympics are tremendous and the epitome, but what got me there I think was a little bit of that foundation from my high school days and those teammates I had a chance to play with. They were incredible.
Now, you just mentioned your high school coach was very important. Was there anyone else that was very important in your softball career, helped you get to where you are today?
I mean, honestly, the support of my family. I mean, I look at my sister again, who is ahead of me, and her bragging about me actually probably had the coaches give me a chance to look at. My parents, incredibly supportive, came from a situation where, like some people, you know, you don't have a lot of money growing up, and I didn't realize it because my parents didn't let me realize it.
Here.
And somehow found a way. They always found a way for me to have the right equipment, which was we all had 1 or 2 bats back then as far as a team, not individually, so it was a little bit cheaper, but you know, just the support of them saying, yeah, we're behind you, go ahead and do this, was tremendous. So I can't put it to one person, but the coaches I've had, again, my high school coach Gary, my college coach Diane, the tremendous amount of coaches that I've had a chance to play with throughout the whole process of the national team and having them believe in you. But you know, the family is always the foundation, and I think without that it makes things difficult, so I would always go back to them.
One of the things I also ask is, really now I think the top of the ladder as far as playing softball is college, since the Olympics were taken away.
Right.
So that's the top of the ladder for kids, and a lot of kids want to know how to be seen. How do I get that coach? Maybe they're from a small town where they can't go to a camp, you know, that or be on a team that's charging, you know, $1,000 a year to travel across the country. That was a good way to get seen, for players to be seen.
You know, I think sometimes too is just for them academically to look at what they want and then to make contact with those coaches, and it can be a very expensive process for these youngsters and their families, and so you don't want them to have to incur that. But in the same sense, if you want to get in front of someone take the time to research the program, write a personal email. I had someone 2 weeks ago that sent me a personal letter, handwritten, had definitely done their research on our program, on me as a coach, and those things kind of make a difference. If you can go to the clinics, you go to the clinics because that helps, but there's a way. So if one avenue doesn't work for your family of having a chance to travel all over and do that, great, don't do that. But if you can go to a clinic, if you can get in front of them, find out where those coaches are to be seen, that's what you want to do, and just understand that you might come across some stumbling blocks, but that's all they are. Just keep moving forward.
And on that handwritten letter,
yeah.
I get one of those like every month, and when I get them, I really do open them and read them because I get so few of those, and you can tell the letters that are all typed in their business.
That's right.
And you go, what's this? This is handwritten, and it really comes to your attention.
Oh, I mean, it was a handwritten letter and a yellow envelope, and she even had some, chocolate in there, and I'm like, oh, this person knows the key to my heart. But when someone takes the time, I know coaches always appreciate that, and we want to take the time. Regardless if there's an opening or not, you're going to somehow respond as long as it's within the rules to respond. So I think, again, getting the genuine interest in where you want to go and being invested in it instead of just who will take me. The kids want to choose. You want to actually choose your future and, again, have some options open to see what that best fit would be for them.
Well, Michelle, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, and another one's off my list there, and it's been very nice talking with you.
And thanks for all you do for our sport.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to softballjunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout, and wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket.
Welcome back. Now, that last short clip, that was my daughter Amanda telling you about my website, softballjunk.com. Make sure and save that code she gave you, FPTV30, so you can save yourself $30 off your next softball bat. You can use that code at checkout, and you can use the code over and over and over. Like every year you can use it. And you can give it to your friends. It's a really great deal, so give it to people. You just need to remember the code FPTV30. Now, if you enjoy this show, I ask you at least check out my website, softballjunk.com, the next time you're looking for softball equipment. If I offer a competitive price, well, please buy from me and show some support for all the free softball content I bring you week after week after week. Now, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Michelle, and please tell your friends about the Fastpitch TV show. And make sure and take a look at my website, www.fastpitch.tv, for all my past episodes. Until next time, this is your host, Gary Leland, saying goodbye, and thanks for watching.
This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv.